Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another one. It is the Authority Project, and I am Brian S. Arnold here, and I am lucky to have in our presence Monique Idemudia here, and she says that she is here to show us how to build an online presence. Is that right, Monique?
Yes, that's right. I'm so excited to talk about it.
Well, we shall see. We shall see on this episode of the Authority Project.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, feast your eyes and tune your ears. It's that time again. We are live with another episode of The Authority Project. It's the video podcast streamed on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, where we talk to digital marketers, business coaches, and creators of all kinds on how they've built authority in their field and how you can mimic their success. Developing authority, building your audience, and attracting better clients to your own business. Now, without further ado, let's bring to the virtual stage your host, Brian S. Arnold.
All right, it's Brian S. Arnold here on the virtual stage. This is the Authority Project, and you are the project. We want to slap authority to your name so you can sell more of what you're great at. And we have Monique here. How are you doing today, Monique?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Wonderful. Wonderful. We got you on here. We had to reschedule on a Friday, but we're good to go here on an early Tuesday as constructed as today. So let's get started. First of all, can you tell us, Monique, who you are personally and then professionally?
Sure. So my name is Monique Idemudia. I'm the founder of Dragon Digital Marketing, which is an inbound digital marketing agency based in St. Petersburg, Florida, where we help small businesses to build an online presence with the power of great digital marketing. So that's my passion, and that's why I'm super excited to talk about how to build an online presence with you today.
Great. And who are you personally? Tell us about yourself personally at all.
I like to travel, I like the beach. I'm a happy person. I'm very open. I like networking and connecting, and yeah, I'm very active too. So that's what I personally like.
Awesome. So, do you have a current project that you're currently working on?
I'm always working on a bunch of projects. I'm always testing stuff and testing different content types against each other. So yeah, I have a bunch of projects going on.
Wow. Okay, and the last question before we dive in here. What is your daily routine? What does that look like?
I try to get up early. I try to get up at 6. I never get up any later than 8 a.m. Because I like to stick to a rhythm. So I'm not a big fan of sleeping in on Saturdays or Sundays or whatever. I like to keep it up and always do that. And yeah, working out is important to me. So being active is a big part of my life. And I just try to be healthy, drink a lot of water. I'm a vegetarian too. So that's my daily routine, and always plan in breaks and buffer times so you don't get stressed out and you can, stick to your schedule and have a good work life and personal life.
Awesome. So let's dive into the topic at hand, Monique. You ready? So let's get into how you build an online presence for your business or maybe otherwise your brand or what have you. What is the blueprint for that?
Yes. So basically you need to research your target audience really, really well, get to know them and see where they hang out online. And then you want to be there. You want to be at the right place at the right time. And ideally, you even want to aim to be omnipresent, meaning being everywhere at all times. That's what we're trying to achieve.
So this is the one question that pops up. I'm glad you said that about hang out where maybe where your audience is. What if you don't know what your audience where your audience is? What if you don't know where your tribe is? How do you go about finding where your tribe is?
Yeah, you have to research it. You have to ask people. You just have to go online, go on Google, analyze your audience, your following, your email list, your subscribers, your website visitors. Get all of the analytics and data that you can possibly get. You can also do surveys. You can do interviews. Just be active in the community, forums, professional networking, and find out what people like and where they hang out online. And then you build your presence there, basically. Yeah.
I like how you're saying this because a lot of people think that you can just go ahead and like build a blog or build a website, and then people would just automatically get over there. So you're saying to go to the places where the people are hanging out at, so they can come back to your place. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. Because you're not going to be successful when you're trying to get people away from where they actually want to hang out and, try to, drive traffic to some other place where people don't want to be and it interrupts their experience and they're just not interested in that. You want to just naturally fit in and stay front of mind by always, appearing and being present, having a presence where they are right then and there.
Okay, so I got a two-part question here. So we're in an attention hogging kind of world now with all these social channels. You got streaming TV, you got ads all over the place. You can get scroll happy, with all the types of things that can be, in your face. It's hard to get noticed, Monique. So how do you stand out? Yes, you want to build. How do you stand out and build a presence that is different and so unique than the rest that's out there?
Yes, you have to look at what the rest out there is doing and then do something different. So not only do you have to analyze and, do research about your target market and your target audience, but also about your competitors and everything else that's going on there. That's very important.
So what do you think is a method of doing something different? Is it the way you word it, the way you look? What does different mean to you?
Yes, it can be the way you speak, the type of language that you use, the way you present yourself, the way that your content looks, your brand, your colors, your logo. How do you present yourself? Like, how do you put yourself out there and what do you stand for? What personality does your brand portray? What values do you stand for? What mission are you on? What vision for the world and for the future do you have and what you do? So that's how you differentiate yourself. And obviously that gets reflected in the content that you publish on all kinds of different platforms out there online with your online presence.
So I like something that you said there, because it's something that's been kind of dear to myself. To myself, is that the right word? I don't know, but it's been kind of dear. It's been hanging around in my head about what you stand for. Can you dive into more of that, like how important it is for people to have a base or foundation of what they stand for, and how that can really be the differentiator to other people out there?
Yes, sure. So you have to have like a deeper meaning behind whatever it is that you're doing. You have to have like a great vision and overarching values and morals that you stand for so you can connect with people on a deeper level, because the surface is only so deep and you can't really differentiate yourself on a surface level, because in a surface level, everything more or less looks the same and you don't want to compete on price or, things like that. You want to find your tribe and people who like you for you, that are like-minded, that think like you, and that want to support you and be in your community. And that is why it's so important to portray some deeper values that you have too, and to stand for something with your company and with your brand, and also for yourself. So you have to stand for certain values and communicate that very, very clearly so people can connect with you on a deeper level, on an emotional level. That's very important. And ideally, that is different than what your competition out there is doing. So you stand out.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So there's only so much time in the day, Monique. Okay, because you put out a lot of that stuff here. You got to do this, that, and the other. And people they get so exhausted. I can't do all this in a day, and do all the things that you need to do, maybe as a solopreneur, or even as a small business. So how do you manage your time in the best way? In the case of you building an online presence, you're trying to build a business. Maybe you got some people that you're trying to hire, and you're trying to manage them, and you're trying to manage your personal life. And all these things, is there a structure? Is there a blueprint where you're saying, I'm starting from scratch? This is how you start to build an online presence from scratch, which you're and still, have a life. How do you do that, Monique?
Yes, you have to plan your day out meticulously and you have to keep track of everything. I like to use, project management tools where I can create different checklists and really break it down to the individual tasks, break the goal that you have, what you want to achieve this day or that week or that month or that quarter, even for a whole year. If you want to plan that far and your industry is not that turbulent and dynamic, it makes sense for you to do that. And then break it down into little increments, all the way down to concrete tasks that you can execute. And then you put that on your daily to-do list. Every task has a deadline. You get automatic reminders. You can assign different tasks to other members of your team. So obviously you don't want to do every single thing yourself. That'll be too much. And that way you can stay on top of everything and stick to your schedule. And it's very important that you do it realistically. Don't, stuff too much into one day when you can't do it. It feels very fulfilling and you're just going to feel better if you have checked off every task at the end of every day and okay, I'm done now. Then when you're done with work, your mind is not constantly, going back to the task that you haven't finished and you're thinking about that and you're not really free and you're not really, ready to enjoy your private life basically, and your thoughts are always stuck in your business and in some unfinished stuff that you haven't done that day, but you wanted to and you have planned to, but you didn't manage to. So make sure that almost never happens to you.
Gotcha. Awesome. So shout out to Katrina who is here listening in as we speak. So I like how you said that, chunking things down, because it can be a problem sometimes just to be being productive and trying to build this thing all at once. So you did mention a team. So how soon, here's the question for you. How soon should you start outsourcing or hiring people to build your presence online? Because you really just can't do this thing yourself, right? You can't do it by yourself after a while. You're going to have to let go of some of those controls and let somebody help you with the building of this thing, this empire that you're trying to build, right? So how soon do you think that somebody should start doing that?
Yes, you should start from the very beginning because burnout is not a joke. You don't want to be overworked. And from the very beginning, approach things in a really, really structured manner. You have to create lists and, standard operating procedures and SOPs and really develop processes and systems for everything that you do. So you can teach it to others really easily and it's, replicable and it follows a clear structure. So you always know if somebody is just doing that task, okay, those are the tasks that they've already finished. They already done that. And this is what they're going to do later. And they still have to do it to complete like the overall task. So you want to, always, know what's going on basically at the first glance when you look at things. And that also helps you to build your own team when you're onboarding, new people that you hired. And in the beginning, if you, can't hire your own staff, you outsource it to freelancers or to, virtual assistants. It's a big thing right now. You have a process and you can teach them and you have a structured way that you can explain things to them and outsource it and really build your system of systems, who handles what, who reports to whom, and so on and so forth. That is really important to do. And then in the beginning, outsource the simple tasks that don't really require a lot of knowledge and they're not, super complicated or require a whole bunch of different skills all together, like on like a high level. And then you work your way up and then step by step, you can also, just give people more responsibilities and give them new tasks. And just, step by step. So it's a process. Leadership, it's a process. And you also want good work quality and consistent work quality also for your clients. It has to be very consistent. That's why those SOPs and having clear systems and processes in place is so important. So you always know what's happening in your business.
Awesome. Please tell, just for clarification, what SOP means, especially for
I mean, standard operating procedure.
And delve into more of that. What that
Yeah,
means.
it's a standard operating procedure of whatever it is that you do. For example, if you publish a social media post, step 1 would be to write the copy. Step 2 would be to select the template that you would put that post in. Step 3 would be to select the visual and the image. Step 4 would be to check in with your other team members, so you have another set of eyes look at it and find any typos or whatever, have suggestions, whatever it may be. Step 5 will be to schedule it and to stick to the schedule. Step 6 will be to tag another person that's maybe been mentioned, and things like that. So really, step by step, it's a standard operating procedure that everybody has to follow. That was a simple example, but the more complex the tasks get, the more important it is to have those in place. You'll be really thankful for that. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Okay, so let's go with a fun fact question here, and I want to know, Monique. We'll have some fun here. I want to know. Right. I want to know why waffles over pancakes. What's going on with that?
I go through phases, actually. There's been a time where I like pancakes better than waffles. Right now, I like waffles better than pancakes. So, yeah.
Okay. Is it the Belgian waffles? Is it Eggo waffles? What kind of waffles?
Yeah, it's Belgian waffles. Yes.
Belgian waffles. Yes. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Okay. I got one last question before we get out of here. Well, I wanted you to give us an overall summary just for people who, coming in later or what have you, or listening later. Just summarize the whole blueprint of how to build an online presence from maybe like from 1 to 3, whatever those 3 steps are. Just give us that, and then I have one last question.
Yes, sure. So you research your target market and your target audience, and you find out as much about them as you possibly can. Create buyer personas. That's what you call it. You have to really know your ideal buyers really well and how they tick, and then you want to use their language and their words and show up where they are and just embody what they want to see and what they identify with. And then you set goals. What do you want to achieve for your online presence? You don't want to utilize each channel that you have a presence on equally. Some are more for building awareness. Another one might be for building thought leadership. Another one might be to actually generate leads. Another one might be to, educate or help people in their evaluation phase. Build social proof, just show your face and be personal, maybe like you're doing with your podcast. So you have different business goals, right? And then, map it out and connect them with the different channels that you want to have a presence on. And then, make sure you have the resources, the people, the budget. You can't be everywhere right from the beginning. You have to expand over time. So pick 1 to 2 channels in the beginning. Do it really, really well. Build an audience there. Make sure you have a really engaged community there first before you expand to like other places. Set KPIs. That's really important. How do you measure your success for the goal that you want to achieve with the efforts and the work that you're putting in to that channel? So you can actually do a gap analysis and see, okay, have I reached my goals? Have I not? What can I do better? What's going to be the next step? What are my next goals? So that's really important to measure everything and to track the right things. Don't fall for vanity metrics, especially on social media.
Yeah,
that's like the hurdle that many people fall for. And then you evaluate, and the reporting is very important too. So actually you have to see the numbers black on white, so to speak, do the reporting, and then the whole cycle starts over and over again.
Great stuff. So I have one last question for you. And it goes something like this. We have people here watching now. They'll be listening later. And they might have similar goals, similar interests as you, maybe the same journeys. And they want to help people just like you build their online presence. Can you tell them, and I'll put you front and center, how they can become an authority in this space?
Yes, show up on a consistent basis and make sure that everything is coherent and you have that brand recognition, so you get recognized over and over again, and then you're going to be seen as an authority over time. So make sure you always use the same formats, the same fonts, the same colors, have your branding established. You know, you need to have a good brand and good visuals that people can recognize, and then provide value, have great content. Don't put any fluff out there. Don't, copy things from other people. Come up with your own stuff. Be a thought leader, and you'll stand out, and people will recognize it over time. And then you build that following, and you build a great online presence for yourself. A lot has to do with consistency and keeping at it, and just producing great stuff that is better and different and unique than what other people out there are doing.
That's great. Wonderful stuff, people. Great stuff. I appreciate it, Monique. This is awesome. Everybody, can you just give her your hand clap of applause wherever you are? Because that was awesome. Monique, can you tell them where they can find you after the show?
Sure. So the best way to contact me and reach out to me is through my website, and that is dragon-digital-marketing.com. There you can find all of my social handles. I am on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. There you can find all of my content. I have a blog. I have a podcast myself. I have a free branding course on my website, and also a bunch of, guides and resources, templates, checklists that you can find on the website as well. It's going to help you with your digital marketing and building an online presence for your business too.
Great stuff. Awesome, people. Awesome. Thank you so much, Monique. That is awesome. I'm so glad we got you on the show. We had a little snafu on Friday, but I'm glad we got you here and helping us out here. People, make sure you get a hold of this person. She's the real deal. She knows what she knows her stuff. And get on there and check her out. I'm sure she'll be a significant help for you in your business. And getting your presence online is very, very important. All right. Katrina says for us, thank you. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Katrina, for being on here, Katrina, for being on here today. Wonderful stuff. And I'm good. Unless you have any final words left for us today, Monique?
I just wish everybody an amazing day and an amazing week.
Awesome. That is perfect. That's perfect. And as I always say, people, build it, share it, and they will come. We'll see you next time. We're out.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Authority Project. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like what you heard, we want to hear from you. Subscribe, rate, and give an honest review. Share and tell your friends so they can hear too. And for even more authority building tactics, be sure to sign up at theauthorityletter.com. Get free weekly content and ongoing digital product giveaways to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. We certainly hope you got a key takeaway, or maybe an aha moment from today's broadcast. Just remember, it's your authority. Build it, share it, and they will come. Until next time.